CAT 2025 aspirants, welcome to this video, and this video will give you an insight about quant section of CAT. I congratulate you to select the field of management. Now let's start with the basic of CAT. CAT is conducted once every year in the month of November, generally in the last week of November. It has three sections. Number one, it is given in that particular order only. Number one is verbal section, the second one is DILR. In verbal sections, they ask the questions of English, reading comprehension, then grammar, and then sentence correction, parajumble, and something like that. This is the first section of CAT. The second, it has around 24 questions, exactly 24 questions. The second section is of DILR, that is data interpretation and logical reasoning. In this particular section, they ask the questions of data interpretation, which contains tables, bar graph, pie charts, and set theory, something like that. And logical reasoning questions contains the questions of analytical reasoning, conditional reasoning, which you will come to know in some other video. Today I will talk about quant. In quant section, they ask the questions of mathematics. Basically, what questions they ask, and what is the preparation strategy that we will discuss in this particular video. In quant, they ask the questions of ratio, percentage, profit and loss, SI, CI, then average, mixture, allocation, time and work, speed, time, distance. This particular section is of arithmetic. Then they ask the questions of algebra, in which they ask the questions on linear equation, quadratic equations, functions, logarithms, surds, indices, and all this. Then there is another topic which is known as geometry. In geometry, they ask the questions on triangles, lines, angles, triangles, circles, quadrilaterals, polygons, mensuration both 2D and 3D. And then there are some questions on trigonometry, coordinate geometry. Sometimes they ask the questions on trigonometry and coordinate geometry and series, sequence, and all this. Now let's talk about this particular section, which is known as quant section. As I told you just now, quant is quantitative aptitude. Quant is the short form of quantitative aptitude. This section is generally given at the third place. CAT is timed section. For the first 40 minutes, you have to attempt verbal. They will not give you the questions of DILR. For the first 40 minutes, you have to attempt verbal, that is English. Next 40 minutes, you have to attempt DILR, and the third section is quant. Now, what is the weightage of quant section? That is, the first question is I will discuss some FAQs. I will give you the insight of this particular quant section in terms of FAQs. And the first question is, what is QA section in CAT exam? So that I have explained you, that is the section which contains the questions of mathematics, and they check your mathematical aptitude, which we generally call quantitative aptitude. Now the second question is, what is the weightage of QA section in CAT exam? So we can say that the weightage of QA section is 1/3, that is 33%. There are 24 questions of VA, 22 questions of DILR, and 22 questions of quant section. So approximately out of 68 questions, there are 22 questions of quant sections. Exactly, we can say that it is around 33% weightage approximately. Now what is the difficulty level of the QA section? Now this particular question is a slight subjective question. If you have prepared well, this quant section seems to be simpler. And if you are not prepared well, even the simpler questions will appear to be difficult. Now this is some diplomatic answer. If I talk about difficulty level, if I have to give you the answer of this particular question, that what is the difficulty level of QA section, it is generally moderate, simple to moderate, we can say. Sometimes it is difficult. For example, in CAT 2024, it was heavily algebra based, and therefore in CAT 2023 it was heavily algebra based, and that was higher difficulty level. And this year it was as usual arithmetic and algebra based, and it was simpler, or we can say that moderate. Whatever the difficulty level of quant section, to get 99 percentile, you have to attempt around 12 to 14 questions out of 22 questions. So if you attempt 12 to 14 questions out of 22 questions, you may get 99 percentile. And now again it depends on the difficulty level, but this is a general trend. We can say that if you will attempt around 12 to 14 questions, you may get 99 percentile in quant section. Now talking about the key topics to focus on for the QA section, there are 25 topics. Arithmetic has around 8 to 9 topics, algebra has around 4 to 5 topics, and then we have geometry, then we have number theory, and permutation, combination, probability, modern mathematics, and so on. So around 25 topics are there in quant section. But if you want to solve 12 to 14 questions only in the exam, then arithmetic and algebra alone is sufficient to get that much of questions correctly. Talking about, so again I'll come back to this question. What are the key topics to focus on for the QA section? The key topics to focus on are ratio, proportion, profit and loss, SICI, work and time, mixture average, alligation, speed time distance, boats and streams. Then we have algebra, linear equation, quadratic equations, functions, surds, indices, logarithm. Then in geometry we have lines, angles, triangles, then circles, quadrilaterals, polygons. Then in mensuration, 2D and 3D mensurations. Now in number theory, there are classification of number, divisibility rules, then factorial and so on. This number system is a very vast topic, but even if you solve this much, factorial, unit digit cycles, and maybe remainders, then all the questions you can solve in the CAT exams. 2 or 3 questions appear generally on HCF LCM type of questions. In geometry, as I have explained to you already, in modern mathematics we have permutation, combination, probability, then you can have trigonometry questions, one or two questions, or coordinate geometry questions. So this is the topics which you have to focus on. This is the complete syllabus of CAT. Major topics are arithmetic and algebra and geometry to some extent. Now the very important question which many have in their mind, can I clear the CAT if I have a non-maths background in QA? Now definitely yes. There are 2 reasons. Number 1, the topics which are asked in QA sections are generally, you have already, everyone has studied in 7th, 8th and 9th standard. So if you have studied in 7th and 8th and 9th standard, that means you have learned all these topics which I have just now told you. So yes, you can definitely clear the CAT if you are from non-maths background. It depends on a proper strategy. Now next FAQ, if I give you the answer of this question, how much time should I allocate to QA preparation daily? Now this is a question which cannot be answered in quantitative term. It can be answered in qualitative term. If you can solve 50 questions daily on various topics, now if those 50 questions you can solve in 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, you have to prepare for 5 hours. And if you can solve those 50 questions in 2 hours, 2 hours are sufficient for that. But generally talking about, if you give 2 hours daily for quant sections, you are through this particular topic and you can easily handle this particular section in CAT. Talking about the next question, should I focus more on speed or accuracy in the QA section? In any competitive exam, speed is a very important factor because the there is a limited time and you have 22 questions to be solved in 40 minutes. Now if you divide 40 minutes in 40 minutes by 22 questions, it is less than 2 minutes. But you may ask that we have not to solve all the questions, or maybe as you have already told that 12 to 14 questions are sufficient. So still, if you are going to solve only 12, if you have a plan of solving 12 to 14 questions only to get 99 percentile, still that will be less than 3 minutes. And solving a particular question of mathematics in 3 minutes, you need speed. Number one. Number two, this particular time limit which I have given you, this is average time limit. Now there will be some questions which you can solve in 1 minute. There will be some questions which you need 5 minutes for that. So that is an average. Average should be 3 minutes, around 2 to 3 minutes. So first thing is, yes, you have to focus on speed. Now with speed you can solve all 22 questions in 10 minutes. But what if all the questions are wrong? Your score will be negative. So accuracy is equally important. And how much accuracy is important? 90% accuracy. So you have to balance between speed and accuracy. If you are going very fast but you are making too many errors, you will have negative score. And if you are going very slow, you will not be able to attempt many questions, around 12 to 13 questions which are minimum required, minimum 12 to 14 questions required. And in that case also you will not get a good score. So you have to balance on speed, between speed and accuracy both. But the first focus should be on speed. Going to the next question. What are some tips for improving speed in the quant section? The most important thing for quant section, improving the speed or improving the accuracy, the only thing needed is practice. Practice a lot, practice different questions available on the net, practice the questions which are available to you in the form of any book or whatever material you are available with. You have to practice a lot and slowly your speed will increase. So now the next question of this quant section is how can I approach the QA section during the exam? So for the next 4 questions, these are based on the strategy during the exam. Now as I told you earlier, QA section is the third section. You already attempted VA section, you already attempted DILR section, and now this is the last 40 minutes. And to attempt the questions of QA, first of all, we have to understand that the questions which are asked in CAT are different from the questions which you have already attempted or practiced in terms of data only. Remember, they are not different entirely. They are not making some questions which are entirely different, which you have never seen in your life. Definitely they'll give the questions, those questions only, even the topics are familiar. Questions will be similar to the questions which you already prepared during your preparation, CAT preparation. The only difference is what? The data will be different or the language of the questions will be different. So try to, whenever you read the question, try to find out, have I solved similar question during my preparation? So familiarity is the most important thing. Number one, see the data and then check the question, which type of similar questions you already prepared during that. Number one, try to find out, figure out which topic question it is. It is very simple. If the question is of SICI, you can read the question and immediately know that the question is of SICI. Number two, try to check, try to judge, have you solved the similar question during your preparation? So if you have practiced well and you have practiced lot of questions of a particular topic, you will be able to solve that particular question. Now strategy, important thing is how to approach this particular section. There are two different strategies. Number one, start reading the question and solve if it can be solved within 1 minute. We call this particular type of questions as A-type question. Now what are the A-type questions? Number one, the questions which you have already solved sometimes during your preparation, exactly similar questions. Number two, the questions which can be solved within 1 minute by using some standard formula or by elimination method. Now all this strategy we will discuss in some videos, but this is the approach by which you can increase your attempts. So what I am talking about is, check if the first question which you have read is A-type question which can be solved within 1 minute or 1.5 minutes, solve it and go through complete section, all the 22 questions, read the questions and try to solve as many questions as you can do within 20 minutes say. And in the next 20 minutes, during the first 20 minutes, mark some questions which you think you can solve at the later end, that is in the second phase, and try to solve those questions which you will solve. Maybe it will take 2.5 minutes or maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes. During the second phase of that particular section, you solve the remaining questions, that is known as B type questions, A type and B type questions. So solve as many A type questions in the first glance, from 1 to all the 22 questions in the first 20 minutes, and in the next 20 minutes try to solve the B type questions, and there will be some C type questions. Now what are the C type questions? Those questions which will require more than 5 minutes, or maybe you don't have any clues how to solve those particular questions. There may be some questions about that, very few questions, but there will be some questions. The second strategy is, in the entire 40 minutes, try to solve each questions one by one till you reach 22 questions in 40 minutes. So these are the two different strategies in the quant section. Now, should I attempt every question in the QA sections or leave some question unanswered? This is a particular question which is there in everyone's mind. How many minimum questions should be solved? Now, as I have already explained in this particular video earlier, that around 12 to 13 questions, if you have attempted 12 to 13 questions with 90% accuracy, you are safely, you can assume that you will get 99 percentile or maybe more than 99 percentile. The important thing is you have to attempt 12 to 14 questions for 99 percentile. Now, important thing which this particular question, with the help of this particular question, I am to answer a particular thing. If the question paper is simpler, it is required that maybe the cutoff will be on maybe 15-16 questions, and if the question paper is difficult, that is quant section is difficult, even on 10 questions you will get 99 percentile. So what is the answer of this question? How many questions should be solved? Every question should be solved, or you can leave some answer unanswered? Now the answer of this question is, try to solve as many questions as you can. So in 40 minutes, if it is possible that you can solve all the 22 questions, then solve all the 22 questions. But remember, if any question goes wrong, it will have -1, that is negative penalty, there will be penalty. So remember, if you are doing any particular question, it should be accurate. That is the most important thing. So minimum requirement is 12 or 14 questions, but if you are able to solve all the questions of particular this quant sections, you should solve all the questions, 22 questions. But so it depends on if the question is right or wrong. What are some ways to improve my accuracy in solving QA section? In the beginning only I have explained you, in this particular section in 40 minutes you have to attempt 22 questions, and you can improve your accuracy by practicing a lot. Practice around 10 to 12 questions of a particular type in a particular topic. So if you have prepared many questions, if you have practiced many questions of quant sections, your accuracy will improve. You will slowly learn that this particular type of questions I have already done somewhere, and this is the way we can solve this particular question. Now the important thing is, how do I handle complex questions in QA? Here complex means difficult questions. CAT is a management entrance exam. So what is management? To do a particular task which is of higher priority first, and which is the lower priority task should be done later on. So in the quant section also, try to solve those questions which can be done in 1 minute or 2 minutes first, and then A type questions will be done first, then B type, and C type questions which are very lengthy questions or which are difficult, or maybe there is some twist in that particular question, or you have not actually done any practice on that particular topic, you can solve that particular question in the third priority, or maybe you can leave that particular questions. So complex questions should be done at the end if time permits. Otherwise, try to solve simple or moderate type of questions. Can I prepare for, this is the most important question which many people have in their mind. Can I prepare for QA on my own, or should I take coaching? Now it depends on two important things. Number one, I told you that the questions of quant mathematics questions which are asked in CAT, the topics you already learned in 7th, 8th and 9th. Now after 7th, 8th, 9th, there are 4 to 5 classes you studied, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and it is possible that you have not learned mathematics in 11th, 12th, and then 2 to 3 years of graduation. So it is possible that the fundamentals which you had learned in during that particular schooling time, you may have forgot. So if you think that you can understand that or you can revise those particular concepts on your own, then there is no need for coaching. But generally talking, it is very difficult, because if there is someone who can explain the topic to you, you will save a lot of time. So I would suggest that you should, if your fundamentals are not good, you should take the help of some coaching or some mentor. And number 2, if you are very good in quant section, you are engineer, you know how to solve the questions. So because the questions are of, as I told you, ratio, percentage, profit and loss, SI, CI, and very simple, very basic questions of mathematics, and your fundamentals are very strong, still there is one thing which is required in preparation of CAT, and that is what? Regularity, a disciplined approach of preparation, and that is given with the help of coaching. And number 2, the topics which are there and the questions which are asked in the CAT, with the experience of coaching, they can provide a better guidance to you. So my recommendation will be, we should join a particular coaching for CAT preparation. And generally there is all the people who are serious in appearing in CAT, they generally take the help of any coaching. That may be online coaching or offline coaching, and it depends upon you. Now the most important thing is how important are mock tests for QA preparation. Absolutely important. At least during the whole preparation time, you have to take around 20 to 25 or 30 mocks. And of course sectional test. Sectional test means what? You should take the test of VA separately for 40 minutes, DLRs 40 minutes, and QA test for 40 minutes, timed test, that is known as sectional test. And then you have to take a mock of 2 hours, and that is very important. Throughout the year you should have a proper plan that every week I'll take one mock, or in 2 weeks. Initially you can take 1 mock in 2 weeks, or maybe after before the CAT, just before the CAT, for the last 2 to 3 months, you must take 1 mock every week. And it is important that after taking the mock, you should analyze the mock. Analysis of the mock is very important. Now what is the meaning of analysis? The analysis means you have to check how many questions you did correct, how many questions you did wrong. Now the questions which you did wrong, what was the problem, why the question went wrong? Because you must have applied some logic and still the answer was wrong. So what is the wrong logic you applied in that particular question, so that you got the wrong answer? Or maybe was it a silly mistake or something like that. So important thing is what? If you have done some question wrong in the mocks, during the mocks, you should analyze why it went wrong, and you should practice that particular topic again if because of weak fundamental the question was wrong. So yes, the mocks are very important during the for this particular QA preparation, even for VA and DLR preparation. So friends, these were some guidelines to help you prepare quant section, because there are still many months left, and this is the proper time that you can prepare for the CAT.